Hello, once again, welcome back to Crypto Tutorial. On today's video, I would like to talk about Crypto.com and how it will be performing in the upcoming days and weeks. If you liked the previous content and as well this current video where you're looking at, do not forget to hit that subscribe button and to like down below and leave a comment in the comment section. So I would really appreciate that if you did so. But right now, I will be going straight back towards the Crypto.com chart to show you what I am personally thinking. And what I am looking at right now is this trend line that I'm drawing for you. And what we are seeing on this trend line is that yes, we broke down below this trend line over here, but I think this trend line is still really significant as a upward sloping resistance line. And as well, if we go above this trend line once again and we find support on it, we will be continuing the trend that we were seeing previously. And what we are seeing here in this trend line, we already had 3 touch points, one at the very beginning, a second touch point just actually immediate after the first touch point, and a third touch point over here. And once we wanted to test this for the 4th time, we broke down below this upward sloping support line. And I think that's why this is really significant, because we had 3 touch points on this trend line, and once we go right above this trend line once again, I think that would be great news for Crypto.com. And yeah, right now we are currently trading just above this orange box, and why I draw this orange box is because it is a huge level of support and resistance, and especially of previous resistance. And that's why it's giving us so much support right now, and why we are seeing that the wick of this candle did not even break down below this level, because there is just so much previous resistance and support on these levels in between these two levels at 14 cents and almost 16 cents. So that's why I think that's an unbelievably good level to be right above, because if we break once again down below, I think it will be difficult for Crypto.com to go even further down, because it will be finding support at the 14 cents. That's of course my personal opinion, but it is just because of this previous data why I think that we will be having a lot of support at this particular level, where we are currently trading right above, as you can see over here. And what I wanted to show you is a pattern that is playing itself out on the Crypto.com chart, and that's a falling wedge, as you can see over here. And if I draw the second line over here as well, let's take a look. Yes, we are seeing this falling wedge being created, and a falling wedge is a pattern that will, once we break out of this falling wedge, it will be very probable that we will see a trend reversal. And the previous trend, as you could see, was a downtrend towards the downside, and if we break above this downward sloping resistance line of these falling wedge, I think we will be seeing a retest, finding support on it and going all the way up. And how big will this move be? That's what I will measure for you. But before, I wanted to show you how significant this pattern is, because we have already seen several touch points on the downward sloping support line over here, and over here. We have already 3 touch points, and as well we can see that we have 3 touch points as well on this downward sloping resistance line. And yes, once we have more touch points inside of a pattern, the pattern becomes more significant, and that's why I personally think that we will be seeing a huge move towards the upside being created. And how am I measuring this move? I'm measuring this move by selecting the beginning of the downward sloping resistance line and going all the way straight down towards the touch point on the downward sloping support line. And I will be taking this measurement if we are able to break through at this particular moment where we are trading currently at, and we will find support on this downward sloping resistance, we will be seeing a huge move towards the upside being created. And I'm especially pumped, because if we go above this upward sloping resistance line, the previous trend, I think we will be finding support on it, because previous data shows us that we will probably find support on it, especially because we had already found support on it for many times. And if we stay as well in between this orange box, it would be absolutely amazing, because then we will be seeing Crypto.com once again trade in between the 19 cents and the $21 cents. And I think this is very probable, because then after this, we would be seeing Crypto.com retesting once again this upward sloping support line of the trend, and after that we could be seeing once again a possible move towards the upside being created. But if Crypto.com is able to pump as hard as this price prediction, it would be a move of approximately, let's take a quick look, of 40% almost, and we would be at a 23-cent Crypto.com, and that's just absolutely amazing. And if we were able to break above this orange box, I think it would be very probable that we will be finding resistance on it, especially if we take a look at the past. Yes, there's a huge level of support over there, especially because we traded for quite a while in between the orange box lines, and I think that is just great news, because if we find support on that level, it would be amazing to see Crypto.com after that creating a new all-time high. That's just, of course, my personal opinion, but I think it will be very probable that we will be seeing Crypto.com break out of this falling wedge and go above this upward sloping resistance line and finding support on it over here, or maybe even going further above and finding support, as I just told you, on this particular level over here at approximately 21 cents. So that's just right now how it's looking compared to the US dollar on the daily time frame. And as well, if we take a look at the 4-hourly time frame, it will be looking something similar to this, but I won't be looking at the 4-hourly time frame because I think this pattern is more significant on the daily time frame, because if we look at the daily candles are more significant than the 4-hourly candles, and that's why this move towards the upside will be created on the Crypto.com chart. That's why I will be going further towards the Crypto.com compared to Bitcoin chart. And what we are seeing over here, I will be switching here towards the 4-hourly chart after I give you just the Fibonacci extension levels and retracements, so we can take a look at this. So let's take a look. I will be selecting the swing high towards the swing low, and that's actually over here. And what we are seeing is absolutely something incredible. We are trading underneath the 0.382 Fibonacci level, and I think it's very important for Crypto.com to break above this level, to find resistance on it before heading even further, because once it finds resistance on the 0.318, I think it would be very healthy for Crypto.com to break once again with a leg towards the upside and go inside of this orange box where we found previous resistance and support. So I think this orange box is my target right now for Crypto.com, where we're currently looking at. And what I wanted to show you as well, but I think that is slightly better looking on the 4-hourly time frame, is that we are seeing over here this downtrend of Crypto.com at the current moment, and this downtrend is actually giving us some indications that we will be seeing a trend reversal, especially because we already created a left shoulder ahead, and if we create the right shoulder of this inverse head and shoulder pattern, I think we will be seeing a trend reversal, and it will be very likely that we, after this inverse head and shoulders, we will see Crypto.com once again pumping towards the upside and trading in between this orange box, where I'm just currently waiting for Crypto.com to go once again up towards this level at the orange box over here. So that's very important to me. And yes, this inverse head and shoulders pattern, if it plays itself out, I think it will be a huge move towards the upside that we will be seeing on the Crypto.com chart, especially because an inverse head and shoulders pattern is a trend reversal pattern, and we saw that the previous trend was a downtrend, so this would mean that we would be seeing an uptrend being created. And just lastly, I wanted to show you the moving averages on the 4-hourly chart and as well on the daily chart to look at where we could find possible support and resistance. But before I will be showing you this, do not forget to subscribe to the channel, and if you don't have a trading account yet, underneath in the description section you will find the top 3 leverage trading exchanges, and on Femix there is a $2,000 deposit bonus if you use the link down below in the description. So don't hesitate to use these links down below. You will be also supporting the channel if you did so, so that would be really appreciated. And that's what I wanted to show you right now. But as we saw, we are looking at this inverse head and shoulders pattern, and we will be looking right now at the moving averages. And on the 4-hourly chart, we are looking at the moving averages, and what we are seeing is that we are already above the 50 and 100-day moving average on the 4-hourly chart, but we are currently underneath the 200-day moving average, and this is actually a resistance level what we are seeing. And that's why I personally think the 200-day moving average is just more difficult to break above that particular moving average. And that is why I think it would be very likely that we would be seeing, firstly, once again, a hump towards the downside before going all the way up and creating a trend reversal on the crypto.com chart, and going as well above the 200-day moving average that is right now currently acting as resistance over here. So that's very important to take a look at. But if we go towards the daily candles, we are seeing that the 200-day moving average is far above where we are currently at, and we are right now just struggling to find support above the 50-day moving average, and we are currently just seeing that we are having trouble with a little bit of resistance right underneath the 50-day moving average. I think it would be very important for crypto.com to find support at least above the 50-day moving average. After that, finding support above the 100-day moving average, and once crypto.com finds support above all three moving averages, especially on the daily chart, I think we will be seeing a huge move towards the upside being created. And that's why I would like to zoom out to look at how it's looking for the moment. And you can see crypto.com has not been performing very well compared to Bitcoin, but that is especially why I personally think that we will be seeing a huge move towards the upside being created. It is quite unfortunate that we cannot see the previous moving averages over here, but it doesn't matter, because you saw over here we were trading underneath the 50-day, 100 and 200-day moving averages, and once we broke above the 200-day and 100-day and 50-day moving average, and we found support on these moving averages, we created a huge move towards the upside. And I'm personally just waiting for crypto.com to go above the 50, 100 and 200-day moving average and find support on it, because once it does so, I personally think we will be seeing a huge and tremendous move towards the upside once again being created, and I personally think that we will be outperforming Bitcoin for sure. So if you like the content, do not forget to subscribe to the channel, and please don't forget to give me a thumbs up down below. Bye bye.